Easter changes everything because it gives us hope where there was no other hope. It gives us hope where there was no way for hope. That all of us have seen death touch those we love. All of us have been to funerals. All of us have seen people who, increasingly as you age, maybe you admired. They were people who you thought, man, nothing could stop them. Nothing could touch them. Nothing could slow down this great and awesome man or woman. And yet, death has no favorites. Death has no mercy. And 100% of the time, we all give way to this defeat. But Easter gives us hope of a future and hope of an eternity in heaven because Christ was able to do what no one before him or since could. He defeated the grave and he paid the price and he lived to tell the story that's still being told 2,000 years later, and that changes everything. So many of us spend our lives worried about death. So many of us spend our lives worried about this vanity of our life is but a handbreadth, and one day we'll be gone. And then what? Is the goal of life to live for 100 or so years and to just, what happens? Where do you go? Everyone dies. Everything passes away. If you put your faith in an ordinary person, or if you put your faith in accomplishments or achievements or things, man, you're setting yourself up for failure because all of that passes away and your hope will be brought low. But this is not so with Jesus. He conquered the grave. He overcame death. He overcame the enemy of man. And in the process, he paved a way for us to be reconciled to God. And as he was resurrected, he ushered in this new life, and he opened a way for us to follow in that path behind him. That because of the cross, because of the resurrection, Jesus was the prototype for a new way to be human. To live with hope and purpose, knowing that in God, death is not the end, but just the beginning of a new day. There are people all over this city, there are people all over this world who have never heard the gospel of Christ. They've never heard that Jesus died so that they might live, and that it's not something that's far off. It's not something for just after death, but it starts today. It starts now. Because many of us go through lives, the shell of humanity, right? We go through our lives like the Walking Dead as zombies. We're here, but we're not really enjoying the life that we were created to live. We're not really walking and fulfilling the potential and the calling and the purposes that God has planned before us in advance. And when Jesus comes and he resurrects, he sets into motion something that we could never do on our own.